Nothing is wrong with not thinking that soulmates exist. I would just, ask yourself, why do you think that? Have you been disappointed in the past? Have you not seen a healthy relationship? Are you trying to give yourself options? Are you guarding your heart? What's poppin', people? Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about soulmates once again. I had a conversation with someone the other day, and it really got me thinking how a lot of people don't agree with the term soulmate and don't think that it's real, and why. So I did some research, but before we get into the meat of this video, I'm going to remind you guys, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, leave a comment down below when you share this video with a friend. But for now, let's get started. So going to the conversation I had the other day with someone, and they're basically explaining to me why they don't believe in soulmates and why they don't think it's healthy to have that mindset of having the one. And I understood what they were saying. I just personally didn't agree, because I feel like that mindset comes from disappointment and heartbreak. Because if you think about it, when you do get married, I don't think someone gets married or someone gets into a relationship expecting it to end, or wanting it to end. And when it happens, it's more of like a disappointment, and now you're questioning yourself and you have all these different thoughts and emotions and insecurities going on in your head. And I feel like for a lot of people, it's become a lot safer to not think of having a soulmate or thinking that there's one person for you. So saying that to say, I feel like the mindset of not having a soulmate, like I said before, just comes from disappointment, and you're really kind of guarding your heart. Because if you have the mindset of there isn't just one, or there isn't the soulmate, you're kind of preparing yourself for someone to leave, and you're preparing yourself for disappointment in a relationship. So if you have your mindset up, well, okay, maybe if that wasn't the one, there's somebody else, and because there's going to be somebody else, there is no such thing as the one. I personally don't agree with that, and as I was explaining to this person, I just said, based off of what the Bible says, I look at the Bible's definition of love and not what the world has turned that definition into. And when the Bible says that love never ends, it's not boastful, it's not envious, all these positive things of, what it really is, I don't see the word. If someone tells me they love me, I'm not really expecting that person to leave my life. Now, granted, there's a different type of love. You have different kinds of love. So when it comes to romantic relationships, I feel like that love is a lot different, and I feel like that's where that word definitely applies in terms of never ending part. And you have that love where maybe we're not friends anymore, but I love you from a distance. I'm not going to talk bad about you. I'm not going to wish evil on you. I'm going to love you from afar. But when you're with someone, I feel like, especially when you have intimacy involved, your heart's involved, your emotions are involved, I feel like that word love is supposed to be a lot stronger. And that is why I'm very cautious of using that love, the word love, with friends, with people that I may think I like, just because to me, I understand the significance of it and how I basically receive that word. I don't want to carelessly use it, so I'm very careful of how I say it. So when it comes to soulmates and thinking that there's one person for you, I personally think that's a healthy way to think, just because, again, I said, I don't think anyone goes into a relationship expecting it to end. I don't think anyone goes into something expecting the friendship to go away, expecting the marriage or that romantic relationship to go away. I don't think people do that. And if you do, that's fine, but I don't think, when you're first getting into something, I do not think you put your heart, your soul, your mind, your energy, your thoughts into something with anticipation of it ending. That's just me. I know I don't do that, and I would think that most people who get married don't. But again, I think that mindset of just no soulmates, no the one, it usually comes from disappointment, and you're just kind of preparing yourself for someone to leave. So for me, a soulmate is someone that complements you when God created specifically for you, which I definitely believe that He does, because there is a reason why past relationships with whomever, for whoever, didn't work out. And I talked about, I think in a previous video, that there's a right person at the wrong timing. So that's really up for you to determine if you met the right person, if you're with the right person, but it was just bad timing for both of you, and maybe God would bring you guys together in a different timing. But I definitely believe that there is someone specifically made for you. The reason that I believe that is, one, I've seen it. I've seen a lot of long-lasting, healthy marriages, and they all kind of say, this person's meant for me. One cute story I heard was this lady was laying on her husband's chest, and he heard his heartbeat was the same as her heartbeat, which I think is super, super cute, but that's just me. And I just think that there's someone catered to you in order to complement you, in order to help each other, because that's what technically we're supposed to do. And I talked about in a previous video the whole story of Adam and Eve, and how God basically created Eve, but he made Adam wait. He created animals right after he told Adam that's not good for man to be alone. And so in that video, I was kind of explaining, maybe God was trying to figure out what Adam's preference was, or maybe he was teaching him patience, and maybe he was teaching him to like cherish and honor and really like love and care for the thing that he had to work and wait for. Because when you have to wait for something that you really, really want and need, you tend to value and appreciate it more. So I feel like that's one of the reasons that God did not immediately create Eve once he realized it's not good for Adam to be alone. But that's just my opinion. But you guys can look at that video. I will put it here because I think it's a pretty good video. But saying that to say, in terms of having a soulmate, Eve was created specifically for Adam. God did not make multiple women for Adam to then choose from and then say, okay, I'm going to have you as wife, you as wife, you as a wife, just because I can't make up my mind and I don't feel like there's one person for me. I always say, when it comes to having the one, if you go back to the very beginning of mankind, God made man and he made woman and he made one for the other. Like, he did not make multiple. Granted, their job was to multiply the earth, but he didn't start off multiplying the earth by making 5 men, 5 women, and now y'all can just be swingers. Like, that's not how it was. He made one person for that one person, and they started population, okay? So I would highly encourage everyone to believe in soulmates. Like I said before, I think it's a very healthy way to think. I think if your mind is kind of set on having a soulmate and having like that one person for you, I feel like when you do pick a partner and when you do decide to give your time to someone and give your energy to someone, I feel like you'll be more educated and more thought out because you're not trying to waste your time with somebody. You are actually trying to figure out who is supposed to be in your life, who's not, and it's gonna be easier for you to wean out who really isn't for you because your mind is set on their soulmate. How to determine if it's your soulmate though, you have to ask the Lord. I say that in all my videos when it comes to things that are very specific to you, like when it comes to soulmates, when it comes to career, when it comes to jobs, when it comes to friendships. All those are very specific things. They're not generic things on like, how to pray, how to fast, something like that. So when it comes to things that are more like, specific and catered to you, you have to have a relationship with the Lord because he's going to be the only one to be able to tell you who's for you and who's not and why. He may or may not tell you why up front, but eventually you'll figure out why as, days and months and years progress, because then you kind of look back in hindsight and be like, oh, I kind of see why they weren't for me. Oh, I see why you pulled that person away from me because they weren't good for me. And again, you have to have a relationship in pretty much everything that you do when it comes to specific things in your life. Those little details really matter, and you're not really going to get answers to them without God because he knows all and he's going to be able to tell you go left or go right or what direction to go and what to say, when not to say it, who to reach out to, who to pull back from. Like, he's just gonna know. And in the moment it may seem like it sucks because we have a world full of people, and with the world full of people and the internet, we have a lot of things coming at us telling us what we should be doing. We should be going out, meeting people, blah blah blah. Nothing's wrong with that, but if the Lord's telling you not to do any of that, don't do it. We don't really know why. I don't know why, but again, we'll find out later on looking back at it in hindsight. So I hope this video was helpful. I don't think it was too long, but it was kind of like straight to the point. And again, I say nothing is wrong with not thinking that soulmates exist. I would just, ask yourself, why do you think that? Have you been disappointed in the past? Have you not seen a healthy relationship? Are you trying to give yourself options? Are you guarding your heart? And if any of those things are a yes, you need to pray those things away, because what you're doing is you are putting limits on God and you don't think God can come through for you. Because maybe you actually do want a soulmate, you just don't think it can happen because of your past experiences. But with God involved, all things are possible. You just have to believe, pray for it, and believe that it's going to happen. If you pray for something without belief, expect a delay in the answered prayer, because it's going to be a lot harder for God to move when you don't believe he's actually going to do it, and that's biblical. You have to pray with belief. And again, ask yourself those tough questions. Why don't I believe in a soulmate? What have I gone through in the past? Have I forgiven this person? Have I not forgiven this person? Like, all those things are very necessary in understanding who you really are at the core and why you say certain things and believe certain things or don't believe certain things. Once again, hope this video was helpful. Hope it was really informative. If you guys have any questions, want me to elaborate on anything in the near future, please leave a comment down below. Do not forget to share this video with a friend and leave another comment when you do so. Hope to see you guys in that next video. But in the meantime and between time, I will see you next time. Bye.